whatever it is, if they need it, I want to be there for them. So that's number 3, is about the employee's pay. Number 4, and this is the saddest one for me, is you got to replace the person. It sounds so cold shoulder. It sounds so like, it's like the wrong thing that I want to be thinking about during mourning, during bereavement, during sadness. But it also is something that has to be looked at and approached and taken care of, because in Michelle's case, she had been promoted recently to team lead, and which means she has a lot of responsibilities that support the company and our clients. So, like it or not, it's something that needs to be addressed, is hiring, promoting someone to replace Michelle and the work that she did. So at the end of the day, life is fragile, and I continue to be reminded about that. I have had to go to the hospital. I've got a lot of hospital bills now. Have had to go to the hospital a couple times in the last 18 months. It just reminds you, you want your life insurance policy to be in place. You want to make sure you're always kissing and hugging your loved ones. And, when you have a close, coworker pass away as well, I mean, it just shows you. She was younger than me. She was, in her 30s, and with a young child, and you can't get those days back. So I feel like we've got to live our lives to the fullest. We've got to show that love, be the example, because she left a mark on me, a positive mark on me that will help me be a better person for the rest of my life, I assume, for the rest of my life. So I understand that this doesn't share a lot of podcasting tips, but at the same time, I feel as though this can be beneficial for more people than just me, and certainly helps me to talk about it. So thank you for listening. And I want to reiterate the 4 things that I'm trying to do at the passing of a great employee. Number 1, I'm going to have a meeting with the team. Number 2, we're going to offer paid bereavement leave to any employee who wants to support the family at the funeral and show their love and relationship. And number 3 is you got to fiscally make sure things are accurate, right? If there's taxes to be paid, you got to pay the taxes. You got to hold on to the records for the 3 years. You got to take that money that you were owing the late employee, and you have to find the person in their family who's going to be their beneficiary, who's going to be able to take that money. If you want to take that a step further, you can offer, if you have the means to do it, you can offer to pay for some of the funeral just to support them and help so that they don't have to carry this burden completely alone, which is what we're doing, because we do have, some of the financial means to feel comfortable wanting to support her family if we can, and make sure she gets her at least, what we owed her for the work that she put in prior to her death. And number 4 is you got to replace them. You got to let your team know, I think tactfully, that, hey, this role Michelle was holding is an important role in the company, and we're going to need to fill it. Yeah, even though it feels so cold. It feels so, it's a true necessary thing. So those are the 4 takeaways. Those are the 4 things that I think we need to do, or at least the 4 that I know so far that my team's going to be doing to try to navigate the waters through this. if you're listening and one of my, I've just realized, I just found this out over the last couple of weeks. I have a lot of actual like close friends that listen to this podcast, and just many people that I truly care about and am close with. They're listeners of the podcast, and I never really thought into that, and I think it's awesome. I love that. And additionally, many of our clients, we are serving around 51, if I'm not mistaken, around 51 different podcasters out there right now. And I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 of them listen to the podcast religiously. I'm always surprised when a client calls and says, "Oh, I loved your last episode." So if you are a friend, if you're a client, if we know each other in the real life, I appreciate you. I hope that this is helpful for you. Let's jump off, and I'll see you on the next episode. And by the way, I don't think the next episode is going to be quite as somber, quite as feeling. You know, I hope that the next one doesn't have to be like this. Really cared about Michelle. I learned so much from her. She was a key employee. I would have to say I love all of my coworkers, my whole team. I really care about from the bottom of my heart. And I don't think I realized how much that was true until I lost one. And then I realized that it really shook me up and was not easy. Absolute challenge. So although we probably don't have to deal with something like this very often, I think it's highly probable that someone listening will have to go through this. And if you got anything out of it, awesome. That's what I was looking for.